Hi, I'm Duncan from 65. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your images so that when you upload them to your website, they are optimized, they look great, and they're going to download fast because they are the right size and you've removed any excess data that just doesn't need to be there. Now, the best thing about this video is I'm also going to show it to you, and you don't need any software to install. You can do this all on the web without any extra fancy tools. All right, so let's get started. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set this up so that we're going to see if we can replace this image down the bottom here. You can see it's kind of in a little box that does fancy stuff when you zoom over it. Now, what we need to do is know and understand the size of that image that we're actually trying to replace. And the way you can do that is go to the page that you're going to put that image into, right click and inspect on it. And what that does is brings up this kind of inspector of all of that HTML and stuff. You'll see this kind of blue line. Now, generally speaking, it will actually show you just that image immediately. In this particular case, I've just got to go up one and see it just there. Now, here's the scary thing, right? That image is rendering at 380 pixels, but it's actually been uploaded at 5,400 pixels, so 5,400 like that. That's like, I mean, I don't know how many times bigger. I've got not enough fingers to be able to calculate that. And it's 8.5 megabytes. That is huge, and it's completely not necessary. So that does a few things. It means that the site that the user that's visiting the site is going to get a slow experience because they've got to download all that data every single time they look at the page. And that's not cool. We want people to be able to get to the site and get to the page and do it really quickly. So how do we sort this out? All right, well, I'm going to cheat slightly, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to just open this image in a new tab. There we go. So that's our image, right? That's full size there. I mean, you can see how big it is, right? It's so big I have to scroll around it to actually see it on my screen. So I'm going to save that to my computer. I'm just going to pop that into my downloads there. There we go. And here's the first cool tip and the nice tool that we're going to use to just resize this to where we need it to be. So I'm going to just leave that one there because we'll come back to that in a sec. All right, so here we go. We're going to use Photopea. Now, Photopea is an online photo editor. It does a lot of the stuff, and if you're familiar with Photoshop, it actually looks a bit like Photoshop. It does a lot of stuff that Photoshop does. It's really great for these kind of things, just these really basic kind of quick changes that you might need to make. So I'm going to take my image and I'm just going to drag it and drop it into Photopea. Okay, so now at the moment it doesn't look huge, right? Well, the reason for that is because the view is there you go. We'll go pixel to pixel, and you can see, look, I have to now scroll around to get it to the right size. So we're going to change the size of this image. So the first thing I'm going to do is find out actually what size I need. And just by hovering over this, the image itself, I can see that this box is 380 by 200. Okay. Now, I'm not going to make it 380 by 200 because that would be exact. The general rule of thumb here is actually you should make it twice that size. And the reason for that is varied and many, but I'm going to make it twice 300 by 200. All right, so I'm going to go File and Image Size, and we're going to do quick maths. So 380 times 2 is 760. Okay, and I'm going to use that bigger dimension. Okay, so 400 would have been our height, but because it's already got a fixed ratio, I don't want to distort it or crop it or anything. So I'm just going to do the width to 760. Okay. All right, so there we go. Now our image is now the right size, and we should be able to see if we go pixel to pixel. Perfect. Okay. So now that is twice the size of how we want it to display. File, export as JPEG. All right, 760 by 463. And so let's just see what the size of this image is now. Look, it's gone from 8.5 meg down to 63 kilobytes. I mean, that's like thousands of times better. I mean, literally thousands. Yeah, thousands. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, and at this point, actually, it's now the appropriate size. It's not going to cause much load issue. But we're going to do one more thing, which is we're going to pop it through an image compression tool, and it's called Tiny PNG. Okay, now this is grand just when you've got the odd image to do and you do it every now and again. If you have hundreds of images that you do and you're publishing a lot every single day, there are plugins you can put into your website that do this part for you automatically. But for the purposes of this video, just because we've got one to do, I'm going to show you how it works. So we're now going to drag that image and we're going to pop it into Tiny PNG. Now, because it was already quite small, it's dropped it down to 58K. So we've only saved 7%. Just to give you the sort of comparison, if I drop that 8 megabyte one in there, it'll actually complain it's too big. You have to pay to optimize images that are that large. But generally speaking, if you get an image that's in the kind of 2000 pixel size range and you drop it in here, you'll see a 60-70% compression rate, and it won't really lose or affect the quality of the image at the end of the day. Okay, so now let's have a look. So there's now my final image, and comparing that to what's already here, which is on 8.5 meg, that is going to make a huge difference to how the user is going to see their image once you've uploaded it and put it into place there. So I'm just about to go and do that, and then we'll reload this page and we will have a look. All right, so we're back. Now that image has been updated, and we can now see that if we hover over that same image, you'll see that it's now 380 pixels and it's 62 kilobytes. Now that will change the loading experience of this page by a huge amount. This is a really simple thing to do. So it's a couple extra steps for you to do, but if you're only doing a few images here and there every now and again, it is well worth doing and really something that you should make sure you're doing when you're managing your website and actually changing content as you go. So thanks very much for watching. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out a couple other videos. We'll see you soon.